Okay, here is a video to try to help you kind of the introduction to triads. I'm not sure how far back you need me to go, but I'll try to start from the beginning and do a couple different videos at different levels of this process for triads. So, first of all, just making sure that you understand that there are three parts to a triad: a root, a third, and a fifth, and that's like a super like basic concept, but really important to being able to like determine eventually the quality of each triad. So here is just a concept of all three notes in root position, which means you're going to have three consecutive lines or three consecutive space notes. So in this case, it's C, E, G. And the bottom note is the root. The third of the chord is the third above it. So if it's a root is on a line, the third is going to be on a line, and then the fifth is a line above that. So three consecutive lines creates three notes that are constructed in thirds, which would be root, third, fifth. Okay, and so when you look at the different types of triads, they're just structured in different types of thirds. So it is very important that you understand how to identify and construct major thirds, minor thirds, and then be able to identify perfect, augmented, and diminished fifths. Because that's what we are going to have here. You can see here that you have a third between the bottom two notes, you have a third between the top two notes, and then you have the outer voices here. The bottom to the top is a fifth. So the construction of these thirds will determine those different qualities. Before we get to that, I will just kind of talk about some general triads, and so that we understand the different triad names. Like the first thing would be to like memorize these right here, which are the generic triad patterns, which I have highlighted here. So there's seven because there's seven notes of the scale: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And so if you construct triads on each of those, you would get A, C, E, B, D, F, C, E, G, D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D. Okay, so if I was to build those just in treble, we'll start with treble clef and construct them. You could be like, okay, we're going to start with an F triad, which would be F, A, C, because an F triad is built in thirds. And then you have the root would be F, the third would be A, and the fifth would be C. So root, third, fifth, F, A, C, F triad. So then if we were to start and say, build me a G triad, that would be G, B, D, three consecutive lines instead of three consecutive spaces. So G, B, D. And then if I was to say, build me a D triad, you could start on D, the space below. D triad would be D, F, A. So three consecutive spaces. Okay, so those are just generic triads. And we have, for a G triad, the root would be G, the third would be B, and the fifth would be D. And then for a D triad, we have root, third, fifth. The root is D, the third is F, and the fifth is A. So that's the first thing to understand about just general triad, generic triads, being able to build those seven triads in root position. Okay, so then you have to look at the structure of the major and minor, diminished, and augmented triads. That's the four types of triad qualities. So for major triads, you would have a major third on the bottom and a minor third on the top, which creates a perfect fifth between the outer voices. So a C major triad would be C to E natural. That's four half steps: C to C sharp to D, D to D sharp to E, four half steps. Or you could think in the key of C major, E is natural. So C natural to E natural is a major third. Then a minor third on the top, E to G. So that would be three half steps as a minor third. E to F, F to F sharp to G, three half steps. Or in the key of E major, G would be sharped. So E to G sharp would be a major third. So E to G natural would be a minor third. So however you want to do that with half steps, or you want to think the key signature to figure out the quality of those thirds. So when you have C, E, G, C natural, E natural, G natural, C natural to E natural is a major third. and E natural to G natural is a minor third, which would give you a perfect fifth between C and G, and that would create a major triad. For minor triads, you have to have a minor third on the bottom and a major third on the top, and you still have the perfect fifth on the outside. So in this case, C to E flat would be 3 half steps. If you count 3 half steps, C to C sharp to D, D to E flat, or D to D sharp. That's the same note there, but we're going to notate it as an E flat because it's in third, C to E. So that would be 3 half steps, which would create a minor third between those, and then a major third between E flat and G. Okay, and that would still have the perfect fifth. Diminished means you have 2 minor thirds stacked on top of each other. So in this case, it'd be C to E flat, still that minor third, but now E flat to G flat, we also need that 3 half steps then. And so we'd have to, from a minor third, a minor triad, we'd have to flat that fifth to make the diminished triad. So going from major to minor, you flat the third, so C, E, G. That would be a major triad. C, E, G. And then in order to create a minor triad from a major triad, you would just flat the third, and so we get the minor third in the bottom and now a major third in the top. C, E flat, G. And then to make the minor diminished, we would then need to create a minor third both in the top and the bottom. So the bottom third is minor and the top third is minor, which then would create a diminished fifth in the outer voices. So now here's minor, C, E flat, minor third, E flat, G, major third. That creates a minor triad with a perfect fifth on the outside. Then we're going to flat that fifth, and now we have minor third on the bottom. C to E flat is a minor third, E flat to G flat is a minor third. That creates a diminished triad with a diminished fifth, that tritone now in the outer voices. So that'd be C diminished, C, E flat, G flat. And then for augmented, we actually need 2 major thirds. So a major third on the bottom, a major third on the top, which creates an augmented fifth on the outside. So there's a major third again, C to E. E to G sharp would be a major third. That creates an augmented triad, Do, Mi, Si. Okay, so then that would be the augmented fifth, C to G sharp. So that's why it's called an augmented triad. So those are the 4 types. And so if we were to practice with those, saying, okay, let's build these different triads. So D minor, F sharp major, C diminished, and E flat augmented. This would be construction. So again, I'm not sure if you needed help with all of these or just identifying or just constructing, but we're going to construct for now. And then at the end, I'll show you about identifying them on the staff. So D minor, first thing you need to do is figure out which triad you need. There's only 7 because we're in root position stuff right now. I'll make a separate video for inverted triads. But for right now, just doing the root position triads, you only have one of these patterns, and it's a D triad, so you're going to use DFA. So always start with that. And you can either write it like this, so D minor, or you can write it like this, where it's melodic instead of harmonic. Then you have to determine what kind of D. Well, the D is going to be the same because you can't change the name of it. It's saying D, it's not D sharp, it's not D flat, so that has to be D. So then you have to determine what is the patterns for minor. So minor triads, which is La, Do, Mi, okay? That would be a minor third in the bottom and a major third on the top, which creates a perfect fifth between the root and fifth. So here's the minor third here, and you need to say, is D to F a minor third? 3 half steps. Well, in the key of D minor, that F would be natural. Or you can think D major, which has an F sharp, 4 half steps. So D to D sharp is a half step, that's 1 half step. D sharp to E is 2 half steps. E to F is 3 half steps. That would be 3 half steps. So D to F sharp, major third, D to F natural. So this is already a minor third. So we want a minor third in the bottom. So we're good to go with that. And then we want a major third on the top. So then we look at the F to the A and be like, is that a major third? And F to A has 4 half steps. So F to F sharp is 1 half step, F sharp to G is 2 half steps, G to G sharp is 3 half steps, and G sharp to A is 4 half steps. F to A is a major third, or you can think in the key of F major, A is natural, because you only have 1 flat in F major. Now, you can also think that in D minor, and you're building a D minor triad, you would need to use all of the diatonic notes in the key signature of D minor, which is 1 flat. And in that case, if you're thinking in the key of D minor, you would be like D, F, A. Those are all natural. The only thing that's flat is B flat. So you would already know that this is D minor, because those are what are, if you don't want to figure out the like thirds, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to like go through and say, I'm going to count the half steps between the 3 half steps in the bottom and the 4 half steps between the top and find that there's a perfect fifth between the outer voices, which there is, D to A is a perfect fifth. You could just think in the key of D minor, and all the notes that are D, F, and A are natural in the key of D minor, and that will create a D minor triad. The same is true then for F major. If we were to do F major in treble clef again, F sharp major, you would need to start on F sharp and then build your basic triad. Okay, so this is the F triad, so you need F, A, C. So 3 consecutive notes here, F, A, C. And since it's F sharp major, okay, you could just think the key signature of F sharp major if you want, and then not even worry about the thirds in terms of like with their major or minor. Because if you think the key signature of F sharp major, that's going to give you the F sharp major triad automatically. The 1, the 3, and the 5 of F sharp major. The root would be the tonic, and then the mediant would be the third, and then the fifth in the key signature. So then you think, well, F sharp major is 6 sharps. F, C, G, D, A, and E. So you would be like, all 3 of these would be sharped. F, A, and C, because they're all in the key signature of F sharp. So F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. And then you can check. F sharp to A sharp is a major third, because you want, and for a major triad, you want a major third on the top and a major third on the bottom and a minor third on the top. If you look up here, there's this major third on the bottom, minor third on the top, perfect fifth on the other voices. And so A sharp to C would be a minor third, which would give us a perfect fifth in the outer voices, F sharp to E. So F sharp to A sharp, minor third. A sharp to C sharp, minor third. And then we have a perfect fifth, F sharp to C sharp, F sharp major triad, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. So that would be the how you construct that. Okay, so now for diminished, I'll go ahead and erase these, and we'll go ahead and do diminished now. So for diminished, we need a minor third on the bottom and a minor third on the top, which is going to create a diminished fifth or a tritone between the root and the fifth, which you can see up here is, what I showed you at the beginning of this video. So diminished, 2 minor thirds stacked on top of each other. Okay, so if it says build me a C diminished, first thing you need to do is start on C. So we'll start on middle C. And then you do 3 consecutive lines, which would be, here's the C triad, C, E, G. Line, line, line. C, E, G. So C diminished, I would need, or you can build it like this, obviously, as well. Either way, melodically or harmonically. So we want a minor third here, and we want a minor third here. So you need to think, is C to E a minor third? No, that's a major third. There's 4 half steps there. And C major, E would be natural. So we need it to be E flat to create the minor third. So now there's 3 half steps there. C to C sharp is 1, C sharp to D is 2, and then D to D sharp or E flat would be 3 half steps, minor third. Now we need a minor third between E flat and G, which is right now a major third, because E flat, this would be a minor triad right now. And so in order to make this diminished, I need to create a minor third between E flat and G. Right now there's 4 half steps between E flat and G, or E flat major, G would be natural, E flat minor, G would be flat. And so now we have 2 minor thirds, which then creates C to G flat as a diminished fifth, which creates that C diminished triad. So again, you can see that those thirds are really important to be able to like identify the quality of those thirds for diminished. So that would be C diminished. And then finally, we'll do E flat augmented. So E flat augmented, as you can look up here, augmented chords, we need a major third on the bottom and a major third on the top, which creates an augmented fifth between the outer voices. So we're going to first again start on E flat, and E flat augmented would be represented with E flat plus, because that plus sign is what we use for augmented explanation of the so E flat augmented, and then go to your E chord, E, G, B. Since E flat in this case starts on a line, we're going to do line, 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 E, G, B. Or again, you can build it this way with a harmonic chord. And we need a major third here, which it is. E flat to G in the key of E flat major. It's E flat to G is a major third. But we also need a major third here. And in the key of E flat major, the B would be flat. So that would be a perfect fifth between 1 and 5. Or you can think in the key of G, B, G major, B would be natural. And so you already have a major third here. So E flat, G, B natural, major third, E flat to B natural is an augmented fifth. So this is it. We have it done already. We don't have to change anything. E flat to G is a major third, four half steps, and then E flat to B is a major third. Sorry, G to B is a major third. E flat to B natural is an augmented fifth. There's the augmented triad. E flat, G, B natural. So that is constructing all 4 types of your triads. And so one more thing I will do here is I will just do the opposite process of, so this little link I just sent you, we'll talk through the process I just went through with you about constructing your generic triad first, and then figuring out the specific intervals. We want 4 half steps. It shows you on the piano there. And you can see there that we get, like, this is already a major triad. And it shows you the structure there of that perfect fifth between the outer. So E flat major, it would go through that process, construct it first. This is what we just built. This is augmented though, okay, because we have that E flat to B. So then we count the 4 half steps. So we know we have a major third there. And then we need to get the perfect fifth here, which you can see there is B flat. So major triad on E flat major, E flat, G, B flat. And then again, B major, we start on B, build the 3rd and 5th above it, B, D, F, that's the triad pattern. And then you figure out that you need 4 half steps for the major third, and then 7 half steps for the perfect fifth, or you can again count the minor third on the top, either way. And then you would see we need the 4 half steps and the 7 half steps would give us D sharp and F sharp. So B major would be D, B, D sharp, F sharp. Okay, so the opposite process of this then is chord identification. So let me go to tools here, or exercises, and identification of chords. And we'll just do triads and root position for right now, because this one is all going to be just root position chords. So let me just change this. All right. Oh, oops. Sorry. I need to not do the 7 chords. Okay, so we just have the 3 triads now. Okay, so the notes we have here are E flat, G, and B flat. Now, this key signature over here is an F sharp and a C sharp, but we have E, G, B. So none of those notes are going to be sharped. This is just kind of a distraction. I'm just going to look at the notes here and be like, do any of those notes happen to be in the key signature? No, this is E, G, B, and the two sharps in G major are F sharp and C sharp. So we're just going to look at these and say E flat to G, and then G to B flat. So you'd be like, what kind of third is in the bottom? So E flat to G natural is a major third. Okay, so that's 4 half steps, or on the key of E flat major. You're thinking here, if you can, again, you can do the half step pattern and like calculate those 4 half steps to figure out E flat to E natural is 1, E natural to F is 2, F to F sharp is 3, and F sharp to G is 4. So E flat to G is a major third. So now you know it can't be minor or diminished, because minor and diminished triads both have minor thirds in the bottom. So then you can look either at, is it a perfect fifth, which would be the major triad between the root and the fifth, or is it an augmented fifth, which would make it an augmented triad. So E flat to B flat, in the key of E flat major, B would be flat, because there's 3 flats in that key signature, and that would make it a perfect fifth, or 7 half steps between E flat and B flat. So E flat, G, B flat, that would be a major triad, because we have a major third on the bottom between 1 and 3, and we have a perfect fifth between 1 and 5, the root and the fifth, and which also then creates a minor third between G and B flat. So that would be a major triad, E flat, G, B flat. Okay, so then this one, again, there's 1 sharp here in the key signature, but that is F sharp, and these notes, it's an A triad, so you would call this A, C, E as an A triad, and none of those notes are F, so you're going to ignore that F sharp, because the notes we have here are A natural, C natural, and E flat. A to C is a minor third. There's 3 half steps between A and C. And then there is a tritone, which is a diminished fifth between A and E flat, because in the key of A major, E would be natural, that would be a perfect fifth. So we would decrease that space by a half step, and A to E flat would be a diminished fifth. So that's a minor third between 1 and the root and third, and a diminished fifth between the root and the fifth. So that would be a diminished triad, 2 minor thirds. A to E, or I'm sorry, A to C, minor third, C to E flat, minor third, diminished triad. So hopefully that, and this would be an F minor triad, F to A flat, C, bass clef. That would be a minor third between F and A flat, and a perfect fifth between F natural and C natural. So that would be a minor triad. So you can practice doing those. This would be F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. So that would, in alto clef, that would be a major triad. So you can practice those on musictheory.net, and hopefully this was helpful. I'll create one more video on triad inversions, and hopefully that will help you with your triads.